I go with part 3. I just want to make sure that I am recording, and I apologize for the movement of my phone, but the magic is in the message. So as I am back on the highway, kind of really getting in touch with my intuition and wisdom and knowledge on this topic, where can I go was my question. Where do I go now as part 3 to really get clear on what's going on, how to take control, how to get your own hands back on the wheel and get in the driver's seat and stop being the passenger to this person. The ultimate truth in this, which might feel most empowering for you at whatever stage you might be in, or whether you're just figuring this out or whether you've experienced it, you might already know this if you've had this as a past relationship. A lot of my clients, unfortunately, still have a narcissist in their life, so they share children or their business associates or parental. We always want to make peace. We always want to make harmony, but they are our biggest teachers. Okay, so as much as you might think you're their teacher, usually at the soul level, and this is going to help to understand when I was in the deepest despairs of the abuse and the realizations of my own wounds from childhood, I woke up again and I just realized this is so painful, this is so unhealthy, I'm so addicted to this codependency, and there's such a root here. I need help. And I put out the shout for help, and the beauty of this is it's actually when I met my partner, and that's a whole nother story, but I ended up getting pointed in the right direction and getting the energetic first, the spiritual awareness that I needed to kind of get my hand off the burner a little bit, which was really what started happening was, oh my god, this is so passionate and fiery, and I'm seeing the golden nuggets. This person really does show up and say all the right things sometimes, and I just would sink back into, oh my god, I love you, and I think we're supposed to be together, and please just open up to me and let me come in. And this person still to this day, and will never do this, and the reality of this type of relationship is like, we will never lose the hope to try to change these people and let them love me and let me love you, and that's the dynamic, and they will never let you, because it's up to them to do the work, and they're not capable of that work. So how are they your teacher? They're not going to change, and they're going to be the same people over and 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 over again in your life to remind you that the only work you can do is on yourself. That you can take responsibility for all the roles that you've played, that possibly nothing's wrong with you, but that you have a savior or a messiah complex, that there's a part of you that's not healed or aware, that you've been trying to fix something or someone from a long, long time ago. And then the realization of the teaching is that it's not your job. It's to fully come into acceptance of who you are and what you're here to do for the world, of those people that want to come to you and pay you abundantly for what you have to offer. That yes, you have a gift, and that is not a curse, but the gift is in what you can serve to the world for those that are willing and wanting and ready and able to change. That you can see their potential, and you might even have that ability to help them jump into their potential. But you can lead a horse to water, you cannot make them drink. Just like if you see a zebra in front of you, do you think you can make that zebra a tiger or a lion or a koala bear? Probably not, at least not in this dimension. You might have a bigger plan with this person, and it could very well be that the plan happens when we are out of our egoic bodies, when we are out of our wounded bodies, when we are meant to soar in our spiritual wisdom as healed spirits in a broader sense of knowing. The person that is carrying the narcissistic trait is a narcissist. They have that within them to play out a role. So where we can find some compassion, and this was an awakening moment to me that I don't want to forget to talk about, is when I was on my knees at the end, near the end of this realization, I might say. I was on my knees in prayer. I was asking for help. Help was coming. Miracles were happening. Amazing things were happening because I was so ready and I couldn't do it anymore. And I said, dear God, why on God's earth would you create narcissists? And I meditated on it because I was at least taking care of myself and bathing every day and getting outside and doing everything I could to keep myself together. Even though I saw myself as broken at the bottom of a cliff, which is what that relationship did to me, I am just now putting the limbs back on and feeling like I can walk and be who I am again. And this is 10 years later, 12 years later, so please don't let this happen and go on for so long, okay? This is a rooted issue that goes back really far for you. And if you don't get to the root cause, you're gonna get harmed in it, I can promise you that. So save yourself, girlfriend. Save yourself or boyfriend, because obviously there's women narcissists as well. And even though I've said he a lot in this, I want you to know that this is not gender-based. And there are feminine, female narcissists as well. You might be seeing this in the Johnny Depp case right now. And again, it's textbooked. It's very textbook. All right, so here we go. As the high-level soul, this is the beauty of it. When I was on my knees and I asked and meditated, what I saw was quite beautiful. Spirit never sees anybody as bad, and Spirit never sees anybody as better or worse. Sometimes there's a level of evolution for sure, like a more evolved soul, maybe been through the planet. Maybe we started as a narcissist and we've evolved, and now we're evolved empaths, which is really who we all are in essence. We have this great ability to feel and help each other and learn and grow from each other on different levels of wisdom. And what I saw at the soul level with various characters in my life, which made me cry with a sense of knowing and understanding, is that as a soul group, we come into the planet and take on different roles and characters. And when I meditated on this, what I saw was maybe character A or character B, or both characters or various characters that represent this narcissistic energy, knew that there was something to heal at the higher level, and knew that they needed to play a role that would consistently trigger your own wounds and your own perpetual habits of appeasement and trying to fix and heal and be who you need to be in the world. Maybe they took on the mask. Let's see it that way, as if we were all coming down to play out a masquerade or a Halloween party. We'd all dress up as someone. And if you needed to dress up as the healer or the fixer or the whatever, the seer, the empath, the psychic, and if that's an innate natural ability that you have that's caused you harm, or even others maybe harm, in your best intent, a lot of times the characters that choose to come in as narcissists are aware that on some level they need to play that role for us to evolve. And I just thought, oh my God, what a beautiful sacrifice. That's the only way I can see this, because I don't love the word sacrifice, but we understand that word. And we all are always sacrificing something, as much as I would like to say we don't do that here. If you look at way back into history, virgins were sacrificed and animals were sacrificed, and there's a knowing or understanding of this. And when I lost my child after he was born and I held him, I actually pulled a card, and I was like, why? Why on God's earth would I lose another child? And the card I pulled was sacrifice. Let me tell you how jaded I felt when I saw that card. It was this beautiful vision of a woman standing in murky water, and she was praying to the heavens, and there was this rainbow coming through her head, but half of her body was in murky water. And in that moment, I did not understand that card. In retrospect, 5 years later, and after many losses, here I am talking. Here I am healing myself, helping others to heal. Every single person that was somehow influenced by the loss of my child received something or gave something. We were so absolutely gifted by so many people. Like, I just want to cry talking about it. The people that showed up to give us meals, the softness, the compassion, the love, the nurturing that was given to me after working so hard to fix others for a good portion of my life. I finally learned how to receive help, how to receive healing, how to be the one that was hurting, even though a lot of people didn't like that. They wanted me to be the strong one. They wanted me to be the one that understood this. And I realized I don't have to be that person. So if I think about just those little check boxes of things that have come forth, of all the people that have been influenced in a positive way, including myself, through all the losses, I understand sacrifice much more. I understand that perhaps the children that I lost were evolving as well as we all are on a soul level, and that maybe they didn't need to come into the planet in a physical body to feel the pain and the suffering that we often do. Maybe they just needed to be unconditionally loved in a womb before experiencing the world in a physical, emotional body. They didn't need that lesson. They needed the lesson of unconditional love to go to the next level. Maybe you've had a loss of a child or a miscarriage, and perhaps you decided on some level to sacrifice through means of understanding and learning and pain to bring in these experiences. Maybe you had a narcissistic parent, or you have narcissistic parents, or ex-husband, or a brother or sister that's highly narcissistic. What do you think you're here to do? Maybe you're here to learn that it's not your job to fix them, or that you do have a gift of empathy or compassion, and that the world is begging and praying for you right now, and that there are millions of people that are asking for the change. Maybe you have a creative spark that wants to write a book, or create videos, or dance on a Broadway production to release and transmute your pain, your suffering, and your joy, and your gratitude, and your love, and your compassion, and your passion. Maybe you are a wild child inside and you have so much to say to the world. Maybe you're soft and gentle, loving, kind empath that has sympathy for people and understanding. But I want you to check into where your boundaries are. Do you know how to say no? Probably that's very uncomfortable for you. Do you know how to go inward and look at yourself and see and take responsibility for where your own pain body is trying to tell you something? Perhaps you're a clear seer and a feeler, and you do have a strong empathy and ability to feel hurt and pain and sorrow. But how do you channel that? How do you take that instead of it being or feeling like a curse? And how do you channel that as a purpose to serve the world? What are you here to do? What propels you forward? What makes you get out of bed every day? What's pushing you to do your own healing? Maybe it is the narcissist. How can we be grateful towards the experience, but still have a strong boundary to what your needs are and what is truthful for you? And how do you honor that intuition when it gives you a warning and stand up and say, actually, I don't need to do this again, when the next narcissist shows up at your door or in your bed? Hopefully, with practice, if it comes up for you again, you'll use your wisdom and your knowledge and your clear seeing, and your antenna will be up, and you'll say, you know what? I deserve better. And you say no thanks, instead of let me jump in and try to help fix you. Do you know how liberating that is, and how free that is, and how beautiful that is? That on this drive of life,